Hey guys, welcome back to Marriages Restored in Faith. My name is Ray.
Hi guys, my name is Dora. It is Friday, June 28th, 2024.
It's almost July.
Yes, it's almost July.
Really close.
Yes.
In fact, we plan on going to a car show and be out in the weather that's going to be 100 degrees that day. I don't know what Dora's thinking, but that's what she wants to do. She wants to be there. She wants to be there at lunchtime, and it's not over till 10 o'clock. So you probably won't get out of there till probably about midnight due to the traffic.
Yeah.
So we probably won't be home till about 1 in the morning. And then we got to get up about 6 in the morning the next day to get to work. So, and Dora's like, what? We're off.
Yeah.
We still got things to do.
We still got things to do. We're still working. We're still working around here.
Yes.
Stuff needs to get cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
Things need to get picked up, moved from one place to another.
Yep. I still have to try to finish a truck that I've been trying to finish since last year. Yeah, imagine that. I've been having issues with it, trying to get going, and right now I'm doing the wiring that is never any fun. And in fact, yeah, wiring is never fun. That's why I never do it for anyone else. So guys, thanks for being here. And as you see, prepping and canning food. We wanted to bring this up to you because if you're not aware, I shared it on our Facebook page of them going to start charging $100 fine per cow carbon emissions. Think about that. Carbon emissions because cows fart, so that's what they're using.
Yes.
The stupidity and the demonic behind that.
That's right.
If you don't believe that there's an attack on our food supply, I don't know where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to be aware right now that there is an attack on our food supply. If they're attacking, do you think the farmers are going to be able to afford $100 per cattle tax? $100 per cattle tax. So they have 3,000 cattle or 1,000 cattle. Imagine that.
Yes.
$100 per tax, and it doesn't say if it's going to be a yearly tax or a monthly tax or a daily tax. It doesn't say that. It's just saying that it's going to be $100 tax.
Yeah.
Where does it end?
Yeah.
Where does it end? They're going to start with that first. Why? Because if the single farmer wants to get rid of his cattle because he can't afford it, so who's he going to give it to? Who's going to buy it? Think about that.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The government be willing. The government is waiting right there saying, okay, yeah, we'll purchase it. We don't have to pay the carbon tax anyway, but we'll go ahead and purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen? They're going to slaughter them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or they're going to go hide them and put them away. Why? So what they call the elites, and I don't call them elites, and the ones that are doing this entire demonic agenda, they're the ones that are going to be stuck with eating nice steak and eating nice dinners while everybody else is stuck not eating meat any longer.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal is that, since, they're not able to completely eliminate everything at once, they're doing it little by little. And what else, but to tax each, not only, when the farmers go and buy their cattle or they go and raise, they still pay some type of tax, but now they're going to start taxing each head of cow that they have. Can you just imagine that? I mean, these ranchers have, 200 plus head of cow.
And not including the cost to feed them, the cost to keep them up healthy, the cost for veterinarians to show up, and so on. I mean, it gets expensive, and then they're charging this. We have to be aware. So I wanted to share with you. This is what Dora has been doing while I've been out doing other things. So Dora's in charge of this, and I don't really know how this actually worked, except for one time that I saw it done out there in the shop.
Yes, which that's another thing that Ray was helping with last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yes, last weekend. And I gotta say, I like doing it better outside than I do inside the house. So, but that's another subject. But yes, so like our title says, prepping and canning food. Canning food is like old. I mean, they've done it for years and centuries. And again, we are not experts on it. So read up, do your research on the steps to do it. But
you actually forgot one.
What I forgot?
The honey one with.
Oh yes, that's right. I did forget.
Garlic.
It's in the pantry. It's in the pantry. So what you do, you buy your jars, and this is a quart size jar right here. And you have quart size, you have pint size, and you can go bigger than this. Yes, there are bigger ones, and you can go way smaller than this as well. So this right here is pork roast. So what I did was I chopped up my pork in cubes, and then just put, I put carrots. This has carrots, and this has potatoes. And these have a shelf life for 5 to 10 years is what I did my research on.
There's actually, yes, that's the research Dora has done. But okay, let's go ahead and just put this out there. Everybody has purchased canned food, right? And then there's an expiration date on canned food.
Right.
Why is there an expiration date? Why? So you can throw it away, and then they put more food. You have to go purchase more. Mm-hmm. If this was from back then that they did this, from way before, you talk about before they had freezers. They had to find a way to process and keep food before they even had grocery stores. And they've kept that like that for years, and it never went bad. In fact, I remember one time that we went to West Virginia.
Yes.
We met some friends, and they had processed turtle in this like this.
Yes.
And they've had it there like that for years because that's what they know. Yes, turtle.
Yes. And with us being ignorant of how, we're like, why would you eat that? That's like old meat. And they're like, no, it's processed meat. So they were trying to explain to us how, the process was, fresh. But we were not having it at that point. Like I said, we were ignorant. We did not know the information. So this right here was canned, and all you do, you label your stuff. This was canned in November 15th of 2022. And as you can tell,
Dora actually make another video on all that. Yes. To get in details on that stuff. And
that's, that is, it's still good. We have eaten off of these, I've given them, 6 months, a year, and then I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and try, what we've done. So you can definitely, this is a awesome way to preserve your meat without having to put it in the freezer, and without having to have it,
just think about that. If the power goes out, how are you going to keep your stuff fresh? Do you have a backup plan? Do you have generators? Do you have solar power? Do you have so we're going to put that out. And this one, of course, is, what is this? Chicken, just chicken fajita, and this is potatoes. So yes, you can do that with potatoes.
Yes.
And you can do that with chicken. You can do that with beef. And Dora is going to make another video of this, just specifically talking about this. And she's going to help you out because Dora also had to learn this mistakes as she went through, and she'll go through all that process. Before we go to this next one, we are not doctors.
That's right.
We are not in the medical field. We are not giving any medical advice. And why do we have to say that? Because there's always somebody out there that wants to sue somebody for giving medical advice. So we are telling you right now, this is not, capital N-O-T, capital N, capital O, and capital T.
Right.
Not medical advice. These are things that people did before they would go to the doctor. These are home remedies that they did, and the success rate is very good on it. You do your research.
Right. I was going to say, again, do your research, because the information is out there right now. And, Ray's very good about telling us, hey, you find something, a home remedy, copy it. Copy it, write it down. Remember what that does for this, start writing. So that's what we've been doing. We've been doing our own little, book of home remedies and also keeping that stuff in hand. So I'm going to show you this. It looks pretty dark, and there's a lot of stuff under here because it has not been shaken, in a while. All you have to do is shake this. This is honey and garlic mixed together. So in other words, you put honey in here, and then you put, I believe it was 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, and then you put honey, and you are shaking this up every day. You shake it up, and this is going to help with, it's a home remedy, It just an everyday immune support system is what this is for. So you take it, like you take your multivitamin, you take, if you're wanting to do a home remedy instead of the multivitamin, that is what you're going to be doing. Like we said again, we are not doctors, we are not experts. This is just a home remedy that has helped in years and years and years.
People from way back then have said that this is also good for like a medicine, like for flu symptoms, stuff like that, and it does cure people. So again, you have to go do your own research. You decide if this is what you want to do. It tastes hard. I mean, it's one of those that you have to cover your nose and you have to drink it fast and then get some other drink ready to go. It might be good for somebody that has, how do you say it, that you get that taste for it? Acquired taste.
Yes, you can.
In other words, if you take this every day, it's going to be,
you're going to
be used to it.
Taste to it. Yes, yes.
I've also heard onions, putting them in socks and then you put them on. That was a grandma thing that did, and the next day the onion was turned black because of all the toxins that it would
came out of
remove.
your body. Yes.
So this is something you can do at home. Again, we have to start thinking ahead. What is going to happen whenever there is no facilities that you can go to?
Yes.
What if they're full? What if there's some big agenda? What if you remember take that in order for them to see you first? What if you have to do all kinds of things before that happens? So we are seeing the food supply being it's going to be limited.
Yes.
And it's going to be very pricey where people are not going to be able to afford to purchase it. So what better than to start doing this? And we've said this for years. We've said it for years to go and do something like this. Why? Because as each month progresses, the price of food is going to go up. It's not going down anymore.
That's right.
It's never going back. You're not going to see price cuts any longer. Why? Because the Bible actually said a bread is going to cost a day's wage.
That's right.
Bread. So imagine how much meat is going to cost.
Yes.
So we'll go to the next one right quick.
So another form also that I did some research on is how to preserve with your vacuum sealer. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, look them up. You can find a great price on them right now before things start going away. But this right here, it is rice vacuum sealed, and I believe I have 4 cups in here. 4 cups of rice fits in here, and the brown bag is you remember those lunch bags that people would use way back then to put lunches for their kids, those little lunch brown bags. That's what that is. You put your rice in there, and then you tape the bag, you write what you have on your bag, and then you get your vacuum sealer and you seal it up with this clear bag. That is another way to do that. You can do any product to vacuum seal. This is rice, and I also do sugar. Here is also 4 cups of sugar in this bag here, and as long as the seal is there, it will last you for years, as long as you have it stored properly, and it has not lost its seal, so it's going to stay. And that is another way that I also process, especially our grains, rice, beans, flour, sugar. And you might ask, well, how, once you start using it, how is it going to taste? I've done it also. I've waited a year for these, to go for a year, and then I go ahead and I open one and I use it up. It does lose all of its moisture, but once you open it up and you start breaking it down, it's just like you bought it from the store. And there is no different taste to it. Just like with the rice, just like the flour, because of course all the moisture is taken out of it. So it's going to last longer for you. So this is another way of also preserving, especially your grains and your flour, your sugar, rice, and what else do I do? I believe, that's.
Well, there's other things we'll get into more in depth whenever. We just want to do a quick introduction of what things we should be doing, and we should be doing it like yesterday.
Yes.
This needs to be done a lot faster. I know there's people still procrastinating. There's people out there that, in fact, the debate was yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And if you honestly think
Yes.
that there's a two-party out there, you still haven't been paying attention, because there's not two parties. They're both one party. They're just playing games and playing with people. None of those questions were answered. It was just back and forth like we were in high school. That's all that was yesterday. Like they were in high school. There was nothing about answering any question. Guys, we have to prepare, because nobody's coming to help you.
That's right.
Nobody is going to give you food. And if you think that you're going to be in line to receive food, you're going to have to do something for that food. Whether it's taking something in your body, whether it's taking a mark, whether it's doing something, but you're going to have to give something up in order to receive food and receive help. Nothing is free. There's a ugly plan out there that people are not awake and not aware yet. They think that this country is coming back and everybody's going to get rich. Everybody's going to be able to purchase their own homes. Everybody's going to be able to do all that. It's not going back anymore. I'm telling you, some people say they can't afford meat anymore. Potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Potatoes is the least expensive thing that's out there that you can do right now. And you can store this. Just understand, you can't store this in heat.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's a major thing, is that, okay, you're going to prepare your food, you're going to do all that, but where are you going to store it? Well, it has to be either somewhere in your home where it's temperature, right? Or you can, designate an area where you're going to have, the temperatures regulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people say, well, I live in an apartment. I can't do anything that you're doing. Well, get that mindset out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how small your home is. It doesn't matter if you're living in an apartment. You can find a way to start storing up food. You can put it in a closet.
Yes, and that's pretty much how we started.
You can put it in a closet.
We started buying food, and we started, stocking up, and we put it in one of our closets.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, we're like, okay, well, we gotta think bigger, because now, we need more. We need to store up more food.
I was watching, this reminded me, I was watching this person. She's a prepper, and she said, you know what? I've been prepping. I'm a single mother, and you'll be surprised the questions I received online. Where do you live? Like, I'm going to tell you where I live.
Right. It's like,
I mean, yes, people
like,
are asking her, where do you live? Yes. Sure, I'm going to tell you where I live.
It's like block.
Talk about that. Let me share this with you. If you can give me number one, I want you to see this, and hopefully you pick out some things that I saw. I mean, I saw that immediately when I saw this. So I just want you to look at this, because this is something that's going on around everywhere. How people are, okay, go. We'll play it and then we'll explain it.
You'll smell it.
Look, this is no
And you
car.
threw flakes in it.
Mommy,
Put
this
the
is
stuff
no
down and then
car.
you throw the
Sorry.
Holy
Sorry. I'm here to pick up something.
If you play and just stop it where she panics.
flakes in it.
Mommy,
Put
this
the
is
stuff
no
down and then
car.
you throw the
Yeah, the scream, yes. This guy just went to go pick up something from that house. And this lady freaked out. And as you can see how she freaked out her child, she froze. There was no paying attention to her surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
There was no defense that she was going to do anything about it. She just got in a mode of panic, screamed, and as you saw, that child kind of freaked out too. Okay, guys, we're living in a time that you can go out there and you can see the news right now, and there are homicides, there are sexual assaults, there are kidnappings, all kinds of things happening out there. And people are just freaking out and acting like this and not even paying attention. She should have been paying attention.
Yeah.
There's two ladies there. One of them should have been paying attention to the back.
Yes.
Should have been looking around. Should have been paying attention to what's going on. The other one shouldn't have screamed like she did and got in panic mode. So what does that tell you? She has absolutely no training of any type. And in this day and age, we have to train in some form or fashion. We have, whether it's going to some small school, whether it's going to, okay, here in law enforcement, we have small trainings for females that they can go to the police department and then get some type of training. It's not advanced training, but it is something to give them to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small, tiny foundation for them to get a little bit of confidence, and then they can start from there. There's also training out there of firearms. There's training out there of self-defense. I've always taught my girls, my wife, pay attention to your surroundings. When you're walking around, don't be stuck on your phone in the parking lot, because that is what a person is looking for. Yes. Somebody that is not paying attention and somebody that is vulnerable.
Yes.
Now, there's groups out there right now. I should have brought that video up so you can see it. There's groups out there that are pretending to be delivery people, and they're knocking on people's homes. The person opens the door to see who it is because they believe it's somebody that's delivering something, and then they all barge in, and then 2 or 3 other guys that are hiding barge in the home. They rob the people and start, they do their thing. Mm-hmm. It's happening more often. Here, of course, crime is going up. We have to pay attention. We have to be ready and start prepping. We should have been prepping. Let me share something else with you. If you can give me number 2. I just thought this was, to me, this was like, wow, okay, we work out, but if this happened to me, I probably would have dropped the bar.
Yes. Oh, I know. I definitely would have dropped the bar.
I would have dropped the bar.
And I probably would have said, I've got to go somewhere to get this fixed.
She's going to win the national championship on this handoff.
Uh-oh. Huh.
And when you talk about experience,
did she take off the tape?
No, I think her finger turned on her. I think she jammed it. Set it straight again. Put her hand back on.
Whoa. My goodness.
Why did I show you this? You see the different mindset from this girl and the one I showed you earlier. Mm-hmm. This girl apparently trains. The other lady was not paying attention. And as I said earlier, we are actually our own help. Mm-hmm. If you are not doing this, if you're not learning a new skill to do, either stock up on food, a new skill of medicines. I know Dora kind of moved that too far. If you're not getting a new skill of what medications are out there that will help you, as we said before, this is honey and garlic. I can just taste it right now. It's hard, but what it does for your body is. Yes. So if we're not getting a new skill, and we should be learning a new skill as much as we can, whether it's medical, whether it's mechanics, off-grid stuff that you can do, learning how to fix your own plumbing, electrical, learning how to do repairs on your own house, learning how to do gardening. There's people that don't even know how to garden, and they should be learning how to garden. We are hearing a lot of stories out there that their gardening is not doing very well. In fact, we are also having issues with that. I don't want to go into that, what's happening there, but I'll leave it there. So this was just a small introduction of what preparedness that you should start doing. We'll make a larger one. We'll make one where the canning, the processed food, we'll start doing things to show you things that we are doing to get ready. I'm telling you, people are not aware that the minute stuff hits the fan, there's going to be people that are panicking and hitting the stores. Yes. There's going to be people wondering why the stores are empty. There's going to be people looting. There's going to be people in panic mode. There's going to be people just so freaked out, and they're going to just lay there and say, "Oh, I just need to die." Why? Because of their mindset. I'm telling you that this is something I learned in the military. First thing they did in the military is change your mindset. They immediately broke you down to change that mindset. It was all mind. I thought it was funny because I understood what it was. It was about the mindset. Boot camp was all about breaking that mindset, building you up with a different mindset. And then I did that, and then I joined law enforcement. Law enforcement was the same thing. And the police academy, they wanted to break your mindset. They already knew which ones were military because I asked everybody that's military, okay, you're military. They already knew what was going to happen. So we already knew that. And then they build your mindset differently. Again, if we are not preparing, okay, just a peace of mind. Let's put it this way.
Yes.
If you have this, whether it's just potatoes, whether it's meat, whether it's medicines, whether it's just beans and rice, sugar, when you have this, there's a peace of mind that comes that you are ready just in case something happens, that the grocery stores no longer are selling food or they're out of food. For instance, remember toilet paper?
Yes.
I still don't get that one. But when that happened, people were in panic mode trying to go from store to store, and people were trying to pay as much double price, triple price. In fact, someone were on eBay selling $100 for a roll of toilet paper. Yeah, $100 for a roll of toilet paper on eBay.
Yes.
A peace of mind comes to you knowing that you don't have to go to the store when stuff hits the fan.
That's right.
You don't have to send your wife, your kids. You can sit back and just wait.
Yes, and that's exactly 100% correct on that peace of mind that you have something to offer your family that other people can it just be gone, because right now average people that have food in their homes can maybe last a week, average, because they're going paycheck to paycheck, going and buying what they can. And then we have been there to where, hey, by the time we get paid again, it's time to stock up your food for that week because that's all you can afford. But if you do, canning, if you do, prepping your food little by little, however much you can, that is going to give you, a peace of mind of like, okay, if something really bad, happened, that the grocery stores are complete, or you don't have to be out there with the crowd getting that, that whatever's out there, you already have it in your storage, and you have it in your pantry.
Yes, I see that we have somebody who's watching that's from the Marines. Yes, and law enforcement, man, I tell you, half of law enforcement that we have right now is prior military. I was in the Army. I did infantry, and then I joined the law enforcement, did SWAT, detective, and so on. So that's where I'm at. And we discussed, and this is the part is you can talk to a lot of military guys, or they were prior military, and first thing they start telling you, preparing. You have to prepare. You have to be ready. And then you talk to somebody that's never been in the military or doesn't have it, and they're like, prepare for what? You guys are just freaking out. You're, what do they say it? Paranoid. You're paranoid. No, we just see what's coming.
Yes.
If our city, our own city, they sent out an email to the entire city, city employees, to every city employee, this email was sent out asking for everyone that was in the military to go ahead and fill out this application because they want to know everybody that was in the military. Why? Why do they want to know everyone that was in the military? Why is that?
Yeah.
I mean, we really have to think about that. Why is the city asking? They want to know everyone in the military. That's a question we should be asking. Why are you asking? I didn't fill it out. Why am I going to fill it out? If you want to know, look at my application. You should have that already on there. But I'm not going to get into your stuff and just give it to you freely. We have to prepare. And this is what another prepper is calling seed dispensers. Hopefully you get the idea. Seed dispensers, hunters, military, law enforcement, they'll get it and they'll understand what a seed dispenser is. They'll understand what a seed is. And the reason they use that is because, of course, YouTube and Facebook and other places where it immediately
Right.
start getting onto you. What you think of that? That's going to go up as well.
Oh yes.
So we just want to bring a quick introduction. We're going to go ahead. Let me share something funny with you. If you can give me number 4, we'll leave it at this. I always like to do a funny video before we leave.
Three.
Oh! Holy cow! This is a train, right? We should go. Holy cow!
Stop.
How on earth did you do that?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What did you do? Ava, where are you?
Where'd she go? Seriously, keep messing around. Where'd she go?
Ava, come sit down over here. Come sit down over here. What are you in here? Mom! Oh my gosh!
Dude, I can hear her.
Come sit down. Okay,
I mean, look, we gotta have fun. We gotta do things like that. I mean, I said we're talking about it. What picture did she show her? Well, they took a picture prior to that, and then she shows her that she's not there, and it's just a sister. So
yes, I think she was like, y'all guys are pulling something on me. But when she saw that picture, that just threw her over the edge because she literally thought that was a picture of right there and then. But yeah, that was, if you could go back and watch that over and over, you would see the reactions of all the other family members. And the dad in that one is laughing. He's like having, it's tricks. Simple tricks and humor.
yeah, I thought that was good. Let me share one more thing before we leave. I was talking to a friend of mine. He was prior law enforcement also. He's a great guy. We're discussing the things that are happening right now, of how there are some government agencies that are actually helping do what they're doing to this country right now. And we started talking and discussing things. And I said, well, I got 3 years left to retire if I want to leave the agency. And we started discussing and started talking. He goes, well, Ray, what's going to happen whenever officers that are good, that are willing to stand for the right thing and stand for this country and stand for righteousness and stand up for the things that they're doing and stand against it? What happens when they all leave or they start quitting? What's going to happen then? What's going to be left? And he did bring up a really good point, because we do have officers in every agency, from federal to state to city to county, that will do what they were just told, and that's it. And then we do have some that will say, you know what, we need to stand up against this. We need to help the citizens. We need to stand against this ugliness that is going on, and we need to stand against what illegal activity that is happening, and we need to help them, the citizens. And then you have the other ones that just say, you know what, we're just doing our job. People need to understand, just doing your job, whether it's in the fast food, whether it's in the government, whether it's in the city, whether it's in the state, whether it's an oil field, it doesn't matter what line of work you have. If you just say doing your job and it is actually hurting this country, that's not going to cut it. Because I tell you what, once you are done doing your job to destroy this country, they're done using you.
Mm-hmm.
So then what's going to happen? They're going to line you up with everyone else after they are done with you.
That's right.
And once people realize and the sad part is many are not going to realize it until it's too late, and they're already in line with everyone else because they assisted to bring this country down.
That's right.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
So I know I was supposed to just bring you something funny and stop it there, and I brought you something else.
Got
So,
serious.
Really, we thank you for watching, and
Yes.
if you will give us a thumbs up, share our video, help us, subscribe, get on our Facebook as well, subscribe to our Facebook,
Yes.
follow us on Facebook because we do put some content on Facebook, on YouTube. Help us out also, spread, because we are being censored quite a bit.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for that, Devil Dog Prepper. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look you up as a fellow prepper. I just sub to you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
You said that girl's scared now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That girl would never do that. You're not gonna put a blanket over me any longer. But I'll tell you what, that girl is gonna do the same thing to someone else.
That's right.
She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it.
She's gonna wait till the right moment, and she's gonna get all her family back. I bet you.
That, or she'll do that to her own daughter.
Something.
Yeah, she's gonna do it to her. She's
That's
got to
right.
pay it back to somebody else.
That's
So,
right.
guys, thanks for joining us, and we will see you on the next video.
Yes.